All right, what's going on, guys? Julian Edlow here for Major Wager. Just going to run through this NFL card for Week 10. Give you some stuff I've played already, let you know where my leans are. So just running through, starting from the top. This Bills-Browns game, 6-2, getting 3 points on the road at 2-6. Pretty historical spread almost. This is a tough spot to pick the winner because every time you feel like it's a spot for the Browns, they continue to let down. But it's a lot of trust to put in the Bills in this spot as well. So I'm looking more at the total. These teams can't score. The Browns always let down on offense. There's only so much the Bills can do with their ceiling. So I kind of like under 42, or maybe even I do like the Browns defense at home, potentially playing the Bills team total under. Those would be my leans in that one. I don't think I'm going to wind up playing a spread or a money line in that game. Baltimore Ravens, Cincinnati Bengals. Ravens up to minus 10.5 here, total at 45. This would be Ravens or nothing for me. It was at 10 earlier in the week, so it's obviously going in favor of the Ravens. I would prefer, obviously, getting that down at 9.5. I would feel comfortable with the Ravens. Probably not going to play it at 10.5. But I'm going to take that Ravens money line and put it right in as a parlay piece because I think there's a really strong three-team money line parlay of favorites that we can play this week. A couple of those have burned us in the past, but for the most part, we've been doing pretty well on those this season if you've been following along. In this New York game, I do lean Giants -3. It's a home game for the Jets, but obviously that doesn't really matter. This just comes down to the coach for me. Adam Gase has been so terrible. He's shown really nothing. It's between him and Freddie Kitchens. Dan Quinn, who the worst coach in the NFL is. I happen to think it's Kitchens. But Adam Gase is right there, and he's been driving this Jets team into the ground. Giants hung around with the Cowboys for 3 quarters. Yes, I know the Jets beat the Cowboys. That seems like one of the biggest fluke wins of the NFL season right now. Give me the Giants -3 at home. That's something that I'm actually going to play this week. Falcons Saints, 14-point spread here. I'm not really going to touch a number that big. But the Saints are going to win this game. So I'm taking the Saints money line and throwing it in a parlay with the Ravens money line right here. And we'll finish that one off in a little bit. Chiefs-Titans is a stay-away spot for me. I think Ryan Tannehill has been maybe overachieving a little bit in his 3 starts. We don't know exactly what Patrick Mahomes is here, although we know he is going to play and start. And the total's all the way up at 50. Maybe a lean to the under. That's a lot of points, but at the same time, this is a tough game to get a feel on. I'm going to pass on this game completely. Lions-Bears. The Bears just are not a good team. We see it every week. So for me, and a total here of 41.5. So it seems likely that we're going to see a pretty close game. So for me, this is either Lions +2.5 points or Lions +125 on the money line. Those are my 2 leans. And I may wind up going with one. Played Detroit in Oakland last week. That one hurt a little bit. They were right there at the goal line at the end. Cardinals at Bucks. This should be a high-scoring one. I lean to the over if you want to try it, but I'm definitely going to be playing Arizona +4.5 here. The Cardinals have been really good against the spread as underdogs. They wound up backdoor covering against San Francisco in that last game. And the Bucks have not covered a spread since late October. They haven't won any of their games by more than 4 points, and we've got the 4.5-point spread here. So I think Cardinals on the road getting 4.5. That's a spot that I definitely want to capitalize on. Packers-Panthers is a weird spot. I'm seeing this one at 4.5 right now, 47 total. It's probably going to be a stay-away spot for me, although at the same time, the Packers need a bounce-back win after that embarrassing showing in Los Angeles against the Chargers. So this is Packers -4.5 or nothing for me. If you want to use the -220 money line in the parlay, you can. I don't think it's quite safe enough for what I'm trying to piece together with this Ravens-Saints one so far, so I'm going to be passing on that one. Let's see. Rams and Steelers we have here. Rams -4.5. it would be nicer to get them 3.5, 4 like it was earlier in the week, but I would definitely lean Rams here. They have a little bit of trouble traveling. That is true, but at the same time, they're a team that is just significantly better than the Steelers. The Steelers' defense has been better with Minka Fitzpatrick in there of late, but I still think this is a spot that the Rams are going to be able to get a much-needed road win to stay in that NFC picture. Sorry, going through. I'm just looking for what my third parlay piece was going to be. I'm not seeing it on the board right now. Huh. All right. Looks like a game came off the board for a second. So Sunday night game, Minnesota at Dallas. I'm all about the Cowboys in this spot, -3. Kirk Cousins just doesn't beat winning teams, and the Cowboys are a winning team. They've had some letdown spots, but generally at home on this big stage. You remember the Eagles Sunday night game where they were 3-point favorites. I actually liked the Eagles in that one and paid for that one. So they won that game 37-10. Dallas at home on Sunday night is generally a really good spot, and I'm definitely going to be playing the Cowboys in this game. I think it sets up as a really good spot for them. So let's do Monday Night Football, and then we'll loop back to the parlay. Niners -6.5 at home against the Seahawks. This is a really hard one because I know a lot of sharp money is coming in on the 49ers. They're mutual opponents for the Seahawks and 49ers. The 49ers have fared much better, beating them up by a much wider margin. But at the same time, if you just kind of take a common sense approach to this game, Russell Wilson getting 6.5 points in this game seems really nice. He plays well on the road. Seattle's been covering well on the road. They actually, Seattle at home last week, covering in that kind of fluky overtime win against Tampa was their first cover at home, snapping an 0-5 against the spread streak at home for Seattle. My lean tells me to go with Seattle taking the points here. If we can get it up to 7, that would obviously be huge. And some sharp money might help get it there because I know sharps came in early on San Francisco. So we'll see about that one. The other game that I wanted to piece in on the parlay, it's off the board on the book I'm looking at right now because it's the Colts and Dolphins. I'm doing this on Saturday afternoon, and Jacoby Brissett has been ruled out. So that means that Brian Hoyer is going to start. I think that gets us a better price on Indy. And Brian Hoyer was fine against the Steelers. He threw 3 touchdowns. He's a reliable veteran. I don't think that much of a difference from Brissett for this game hosting the Dolphins. So when I was looking at it before, a Ravens, Saints, Colts moneyline parlay, heavy favorites there, was paying out around -120, -125. So right around standard juice there almost for a bet. So I think those 3 teams in a moneyline parlay are something that I'm probably going to go heavy on this week. It's kind of square, but I just don't see the Dolphins winning in Indy. I don't see the Falcons winning in New Orleans, and I don't see Baltimore losing in Cincy to Finley making the first start of his career. So I think those 3 are about as safe as it gets to put together for almost even money, not that far off. So I like that a lot. And then the 3 things that I've played already as of Saturday afternoon is Dallas -3, Arizona +4.5, and I got the Giants -2.5. There might be some 2.5 still out there. I see 3 right now, though. I think those are the best spots to capitalize on this week. But follow me on Twitter at Julian Edlow. I'll tweet out all my plays. I'll get some player props for you guys, along with that parlay and any other plays that come between now and Sunday during kickoff. Usually play a handful of team totals, so that's something that I'll be getting to, and you can check those out as well. Hopefully this helps you guys out, and good luck in Week 10.